You just turn this thing for something nice to look at. Still turn on. Yeah. But there's no input except for the computer. So I'll just turn it back off because I don't have time for it. Oh yeah, maybe I do. I can show you some stuff. Maybe. I'll check it out here in a minute. Okay, so there's that. Let me take this out of this thing here and put it into this holder right there. Okay. There's my main phone. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to get up this way. I might add the picture right there. Can you still see me? Second. Okay. I'm about to go wash some clothes so that I can have a clean pair of pants to wear. You know, if I had the wherewithal, I'm gonna put on this white shirt just for giggles and grins. It's dirty as all get out. And it's even got a little bit of oil on it. See that oil? I better not put that one because it'll get on my chair. So I'm hoping that oil will come out. It's been like that for a month. I ain't washed it in a month. But I don't know what happened to all my shirts. I mean, I had a whole bunch of shirts. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Just like the shower sandals. I walked into the dollar store today. Won't say which one. Walked into the dollar store. And they had shower sandals better than the ones I got because they're higher off the ground. And when you're taking showers out there, you want to have your feet high off the ground. You don't want that water on your feet, right? Even though they de-germ it and everything like that, you know. Don't ask me why. But walked in there and I saw shower sandals for $5. Isn't that always the way? The day after, you know, here you are, months and months, and you finally shell out some money for some shower sandals. Then the next day, you walk into the dollar store and you see better sandals for $5. Isn't that always the way? So, you know, who's got time to buy these and take those back for $6? I mean, for $5. Well, $6 because they were 11, I think. They were $10, 9 something. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know. But anyhow, I'm gonna go wash this clothes. It's triple digits right now. As soon as I finish this, I'll take this shirt back off, put it in here. I'm gonna go wash my clothes. Just put a little detergent in there. No bleach, because bleach makes your clothes fall to pieces. Right? You put bleach in it and the clothes rips. So I'm gonna use some other stuff. Anyhow. Continuing on. Oh, I didn't even bring the phone. Hold on. I can pull it up on the computer. Continuing on what I started talking about yesterday. I'm going to move the phone so I hope it doesn't mess up the signal. Okay. Move the phone right there. Hopefully it didn't mess up the signal. I'm going to open up this laptop right here so that I can pull this up on the big screen. And so you saw the picture of my little thing, right? Let me show it to you. Okay, that's the first part. That's the first part that I just barely hooked up. Okay, it didn't come with instructions. I had to go in and look. It's supposed to have instructions. It's supposed to have a schematic diagram. Okay, and I guess the people over who sent it are being trying to be hilarious or something. But so I was like, how in the hell do you hook this thing up? And so I typed in, you know, the model number, DC 100A, and some stuff came up, and there were some pictures, and there were some things on YouTube. And the first one I went to, it showed some guy with gloves, and he's hooking up the thing, and he doesn't say a word, and he's got music in the background. Dude, man, I hate videos like that. I hate videos like that. Are you that embarrassed to just say anything to the camera? But anyhow, so there was another person, and he showed how to hook it up, and then I found the schematic diagram. So I just hooked it up right now because I'm going to make this video. But this is the first piece to it, and I'm actually designing something different. Okay, but it all goes together with building a solar panel power station, your own power station. It's like having a nuclear power plant. The closest one to us is called Diablo Nuclear Power Plant. They were supposed to shut it off, right? It's over in Morro Bay or San Luis Obispo, one or the other. Is it still running? I'll have to look it up. But it's like having your own nuclear power generating power station. Okay, why? I explained all that in the video I made yesterday. And well, I've been thinking and how to get this thing to act right. And because of particular circumstances, I'm forced to design it in a certain way. You know, I can't go into all the details. And I mean, I could, but why? Okay. And I mean, there's reasons why not to. Later on, I'll divulge more information. But so I'm trying to design this one system, okay? And it all goes on. Okay, so it's like having your own nuclear power station. Why? Because you couldn't do it before, but now you can. Hello? Okay? Why can you now? Because the genie is out of the bottle. Go back to old school. Let me show you something. Go back to old school for you people who don't know, because I know there's a whole bunch of people there's a lot of people who do know in this multi-million-dollar industry stuff. I just saw them on YouTube. But for all you people who don't, go back to old school and go watch this movie. Okay? These people so much want to act like they're the ones who you know, were the first ones to make the modern electric car. Okay? The first ones to make the modern electric car is not who these people say it is. Okay? The first ones to make the car was the Nissan Leaf, which I've been trying to get a hold of for ever and ever. Okay? And they actually have one right now. If I had the wherewithal, I could go get one right now for $1,100. Okay? And but I don't. Okay? And so that's what we're trying to conquer. But so far, go back to old school and watch this documentary. You can watch it free on YouTube, or if you like to watch DVDs, you know, go do whatever you do to get the DVD. It's called Who Killed the Electric Car? It was the person who came out with this documentary. His name is what the hell is his name anyway? Chris Payne. Chris Payne is the director. And it tells you all about the electric car here in the United States. General Motors, what's his name? The movie stars had one. The guy who played in The Christ, Mel Gibson, he had one, and he's on this documentary. And there's what's the other guy's name? There's De Niro, I think, is in here. I'm not sure. Robert De Niro, and then I'm thinking, what's that one guy's name? The guy who played on a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump. That guy, he's also on here. They all had this car, and they came and they took it away from them. They loved these electric cars, and the government or whoever went over there and took them away, said they couldn't have them, took them out to Arizona and smashed them. And it's all on here. You can see they're taking brand new cars and shredding them. Okay? I think that has something to do with why that one guy, why he passed away so early. Because I think he let the genie out of the bottle. He used to do the California Gold. He used to do it all. Well, he's the one who went down there and filmed it. It's the only thing. That's when I think the genie got out of the bottle. And I think that's, I mean, I'm not, you know, can't say with certainty, but, you know, it seems like it. It seems like it's somebody he knew or something. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, you know that guy passed away, right? The guy who's on here, and he shows you them shredding the car. The name of the movie is called Who Killed the Electric Car? And they try to say that this was the first electric car, the GM EV1. Okay, it was probably a nice, sweet car. These guys said it was a nice, sweet car. Who knows? I've never seen it, but actually the first company to make professionally manufactured, had a real kitchen, was Nissan Leaf. Even though they're on the brink of being non-existent anymore, you know, just want to let you know that distinction there. They say it was the EV1, but really it's the Nissan Leaf. And needless to say, I've been trying to get hold of one. Okay, so making these power stations, why do you think you can do it now? Before, nobody wanted to do it because all you could do is power your radio or power a light bulb, right? It wouldn't do anything. You couldn't run your water cooler, your heater in the wintertime, or your water heater, or your electric stove, microwave oven, your refrigerator. But now you can. Okay? So why is it that before you couldn't and now you can? Well, if you put pieces of the puzzle together, you will see that these mofos were freaking gung-ho on making sure that electric car never saw the light of day. How long do you think they've been doing it? How long do you think they've been running this fiasco? The electric car goes back way farther than you think. But when it first came out, that's when they discovered Texas tea, black gold, Texas tea, old, that is. That's off Beverly Hillbillies. Same time. So what did they do? They hid the technology way back then. They said, don't ever let that animal out. Don't ever let that genie out of the bottle. Well, the genie is out of the bottle. And if you watch this movie, make sure that I'm broadcasting here. So if you watch this movie, you will see this one guy, and he says, why don't they, and they went into a great big giant factory. It looked like a gigafactory, right? You see all these big gigafactories where they're making battery technology. They're all dressed up in white suits and got the whole place decontaminated and all that stuff. You'll see this person in there, and he says, I don't know why they don't make the batteries better. They have the technology to do it. What's wrong with this computer? Hold on. Let me click on here. Okay, there it goes. Okay, just a second. So let me come into my channel and view my channel. And go over here. Make sure the signal's coming out good. There's a little bit of a lag. Okay. It's like taking forever, so. The DIY, that means do it yourself power station, they don't want you to know about. Okay, so the title is there. I see there's 4 people watching, and that's just, this is taking forever and a day. I see you people in the comments. Jessica, Will, Dispassionate, Roblox. Okay. Will. Okay, there we go. So let me passionate. Let me just turn the volume down. Roblox. How you turn? Okay. Will. Okay, there we go. So let me passionate. Let me just turn the volume down. Roblox. How you turn? Okay. Will. Okay, there we go. So let me just. Okay. Okay, so that just paused it. Well, hold on. Okay, where's the speaker? Okay. Oh, here's speaker. Okay, I turned it down right there. All right, there. All right. So, I should hook up to the TV, but I don't quite remember how to do it. Wait, I think I do. Just press this button here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, I'll show you something here if you stick around for it. So I know this is aggravating. What the hell? It says no signal, check your device. Oh, wait. I remember. Okay, there, and then you have to press this one, right? Just Well, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I can show you something. Okay, so you'll see the guy say, why don't they make the batteries better? They got the technology. And well, guess what? This movie was made back in, I don't know. I don't know when the movie was made. I ain't gonna run over there and get the DVD, but it was made a long time ago. Okay. Well, the genie's out of the bottle. They did the batteries for the electric car. Miles it was getting when it first came out. Ask Mel Gibson, or the dude who played Forrest Gump, or the guy who played Wag the Dog, Robert De Niro. How many miles was it getting? Probably about 50 miles. It probably only got 50 miles. You know how much cars get now? Now that the genie is out of the bottle, technology. What do you think they've been doing all this time? It was a battle, a fight between dinosaur pollution and clean energy. Now the genie's out of the bottle. 1,800 miles is what they're getting now. Okay? And not only are they limited to cars, they're also in 18-wheelers. Okay? In case you weren't paying attention. So that's why you have the ability to make your own do-it-yourself power station. It's like having your own nuclear power station at home. Everybody's doing it. Go on YouTube, do search for it. Search for portable solar power station. Okay? When this movie came out, when Radio Shack was still here, okay? When this movie came out, solar panels were putting out 15 watts. Okay? That's why they didn't want the electric car, because they knew if the battery technology came up to where it should be, it's gonna freaking send the largest industry on planet Earth freaking packing. The genie's out of the bottle. That's why they didn't want the electric car, because they didn't want people making their own energy. People didn't want to make their own energy before, because all they could produce was 15 watts to run a radio, right? Nobody's interested. They want to run their washing machines, their electric ranges, their microwaves, their water coolers, their water heaters. Now with the battery technology we have, it's here. Okay, so I'm going to go on and show you how powerful these batteries are. And later on, I just finally figured that out today. That's why they didn't want the electric car. It wasn't just about the fuel for the electric car. It was for the whole freaking grid for the planet Earth. The largest industry on planet Earth. You can make it for yourself for free. Go in and see these guys. They've got 5,000 watt solar panels, solar panel stations, solar powered stations. The solar panels now are putting out 300 watts for basically the same size. I'll have to do complete 100% research to make sure that, you know, I'm giving you the information correct. 15 watts, what they were putting out before over at Radio Shack for one solar panel. Now that panel puts out 300 watts. Do the math. That's more than like 20 times, right? So, I mean, they have big panels that put out 500 watts. But you can basically make yourself a 5,000 watt system, piece of cake, and everybody's starting to do it. Because 2 years ago, I'm the one who said The people, it hasn't registered, right? They haven't realized what this free energy is, how wonderful it is. I said, they need to start. I said, I want to build my own, which I'm going to eventually. The main hurdle for me would have been doing the construction, because I absolutely do not know how to do construction. And well, now you can order a kit out of Amazon and it bolts together, piece of cake. There's people putting ropes on them. They're portable. You can move them around. 5,000 watt solar panels, right? So they're not putting them on the carport, like I said, you know, have a carport where you drive your car in, makes your car nice and shady, and you can charge your car right there. Well, they're just some very, very few people are actually designing that, but everybody is going gung-ho on making the power station. It might not be a solar carport, but it's a solar panels. You can pull them around. They're putting wheels on them. And so that's what this thing is. This is the beginning of it. And this is to monitor your voltage and your current coming off, because it's already all been designed. The whole system has already been designed. They put it on a circuit board. It's super sophisticated. It's got a microprocessor in there. You can dial up you can do whatever you want to it, set your current settings, your voltage input settings, everything on a controller. Okay? And guess how much the controller is? Under $20. This is unbelievable. Okay? And so that's what I'm going to be designing. And these controllers, you know, everybody, all the people these days, it's not like the old people, right? From the old days, old school. The people these days, they see everything on their computer. They've got all the metrics and the control panels, and everything is, you do it on your computer. You can check it on your phone. You know, they have the apps. But I think what really is gonna be the kicker for this, to show all these younger people, the younger generations who are designing these things, is the old school, where they take the controls and they use old school controls on these things, to where it's easy to look at. Okay? These days, it's totally stupid, right? Even the technology that's going into, you go down and you buy a brand new semi 18-wheeler truck, $140,000, which they're not even selling them. I don't know if you know that. They're not even selling them. The economy so bad. You know, for that one guy over in Vietnam, do research on Cummins engines. This is one of the main engines for the trucking industry. You know, the trucking industry is the lifeblood of the nation. Okay, it's a major indicator of what's going on with the economy. Okay, they are shutting down. Do research on Cummins engine. And so $140,000 truck, and you look at the radio, the FM radio, it has a freaking liquid crystal display on it. Us dudes from old school, man, we can't even see the damn thing. Then when you try to turn the volume, it has the freaking selector, so you're always messing. But I'm talking about the liquid crystal display. Okay. In the old days, we had light emitting diode display. So everything, that's what this is. This control, this voltage meter and current meter that I showed you, this is a light emitting diode. So these things need some of this old school. It's not as efficient as these other things, but they're bright and easy to see. You can't see liquid crystal display. Try being in a truck, right? And try using the radio. You can't even see the freaking display because they're using liquid crystal display, right? Are they too dumb to use an LED? You can turn it down at night. But in the old days, they used to use LEDs. So I think that's what they need to do. And a lot of the old school controls, because now you see all the controls, they're on your telephone or whatever. But when you're out there and you're looking at the panel, it needs to be easy. Old school amp meters, right? Old school voltage meters like the guy used to get from Radio Shack. You know, the ones with needles on them. Not an electronic digital display, but these digital displays will be good too. But I mean, these controllers are like this size and they're just loaded with freaking technology. It's just crazy, you know? And so it needs to have some people, you know, from old school to put things on it to where you can see your input. And, you know, with technology these days, you can have the voltmeter, the amp meter. It could even be digital, you know. I mean, analog is real nice, but with technology, you can even put an oscilloscope, because even though your power coming off your solar panels is DC, so you don't really need an oscilloscope. When it goes through the controller, and the controller sends it over to the battery, then the battery sends it over back into the controller, and the controller sends it to your inverter. On the other side, well, in the inverter, that's when the signal changes, okay? Because they're changing it for our system. And when they change this DC into alternating current, that's where you need an oscilloscope. Okay, so you have your input voltage, you have your input current, and an oscilloscope, right? An oscilloscope there, because oscilloscopes are cheap. Now, in the old days, you'd have to be rich to have an oscilloscope, okay? Or at least a new oscilloscope. Now you can get an oscilloscope for like $20 or $25. I've seen them. They have little oscilloscopes on, you know, they're like a digital multimeter. You can get a digital multimeter for $12 at, you know, Harbor Freight and all over the different places. In the old days, it wasn't like that. You'd have to spend a lot of money for an oscilloscope. They have the whole thing on a circuit now. It's a piece of cake. So you can have your voltage, your current, and an oscilloscope, you know, indicator to show what's going on in the inverter, because you want to know what that signal looks like. It's important. It's important because that's what you're going to be using. That's what you're going to be feeding your expensive computers and whatnot. And so you want to be able to see that signal is good and clean. Okay, and so it needs an oscilloscope on there too, because right now it's just about this, like that size, and it has just 4 buttons. So you have to go in there to the menu and do your selecting to pull up whichever metric you want to see. All these metrics should be right there on the spot. When you go out there and you look at your control panel, want to see what's going on with it. Right? You don't sit here and pressing buttons to see what's going on. All of them should be listed. Your watts, your amperes, your voltage, your AC, your DC, your sine wave, it should be all right there. Okay, so this is the next thing to do for the do-it-yourself power stations. Okay, and they're here, and they were holding them back forever and ever. I just finally figured it out today. That's why they didn't want the electric car. It wasn't just about dirty, polluting fuel. It was bigger than that. It's the energy that powers the whole grid worldwide. Okay, so that's all I've got to add for right now. I've got all that stuff ordered. These new batteries that they have are more powerful than I even realized. Okay, so there is one I can get right now for like $80, but I don't want to. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it simple because this thing puts out 50 amp hour. So I want to keep it simple, like on a decimal system. So I'm keeping it at 100. I'm not going to go with the cheap $80 unit, even though you can take two of them, right? Yeah, I don't want to get confused or anything, so I'm not going to go with the lower powered unit. Okay, the cheapest one you can get is $80 is what I'm saying. The dinosaur technology, the cheapest one you can get is $29. That's what I'm comparing, in case you think I'm comparing apples to oranges. Okay, so that's why I'm going to go to the 100 amp to keep things simple, like on a decimal system. Okay, because everything's in, you know, factors of 10, multiples of 10. It's easy to do calculations that way. But yeah, there is a 50 ampere hour battery available, but I'm going to go with the 100 ampere hour. The 100 ampere hour is sitting at 129, and they're still hiding them like a bunch of freaking criminals. You should be able to go down to Walmart, right, and pick one up. They're all freaking hiding them. They don't want the people. They're like freaking hiding the man behind the curtain, right? You have to order them online right now. So I don't know if you can find one at Home Depot or whatever, but just be aware. They are still trying to hide this thing because they hate free energy, the solar energy, green energy, like the devil hates holy water, for reals. And all the people who have invested all their freaking money in the stocks on these things. So they know the genie's out of the bottle. Okay. So anyways, that's all I've got for right now. Let me show you, in case you don't know anything what I'm talking about. Let me show you some of this stuff on here. Let me see. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Get up there, little rascal. Okay. So let me see if I can pull something out here. I'm waiting for this video over here to catch up. So if you're looking on a laptop, it won't let you catch up. But if you're on your phone, if you're watching me on your phone, you can skip over to, you know, if the video was lagging. So anyway, let me go in here and show you some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Let me put that one down there, and I'll go over here. And I guess, no, I need to go to eBay. Yeah, I need to go to eBay. So I don't know if they'll let me into eBay without putting my stuff. So let me just go ahead and just pull up something on the internet instead of going into eBay, because I don't have eBay. I don't have the app downloaded onto my computer, my laptop. I hardly ever use this laptop. So it's taking forever to show you anything. So maybe I'll just end the video Okay, here we go. Okay, so I searched for it down here. Okay, so it's called a solar controller. Okay, and so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the one that I just ordered today. Okay, and I mean, it has a whole microprocessor in it, and I got it for like, I think $15 or something. These things should be like, they should be like hundreds of dollars. And it's just it's strange. But I picked this one up for, I think it was like under 20, so I should have it here probably by Wednesday. I would imagine it'd be here by Wednesday. And 30 amps, so I'm just like, how can you switch 30 amps through this thing? So I'm going to be doing some research on this, but you can see it's taking forever to pull that up. So I got that panel, I got some stuff, and then I'm going to get a solar panel. I could probably pick one up around here, for $15, but I think I'm just going to go with top of the line, cutting edge of technology, where they have these flexible ones, and it puts out 300 watts, and it's $129. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of those. So the battery is like $129, and a solar panel is $129. And I'm going to be trying to get up to 1,000 watts, because that's where really, that's where when you're really talking about, energy that is practical, right, for stuff that you need it for. Basically, I'm talking, it's like 1,000-watt battery charger. Okay, you're charging up these batteries to hold this energy for when you need to use it. Okay, so you need to get up to 1,000 watts, which before nobody could do, because the panels only put out 15 watts. You would need how many? 100 or 500? You'd need 500 panels to get the 5,000 watts. Nobody could do it. Nobody would want to do it. And so, with 300 watt panels, you're talking 4 panels, you're putting out 1,200 freaking watts, man. A piece of cake. Okay, this thing's taking forever. So you can do it yourself. Go look for a solar charge controller, if you want to see these things. And the price on them is just crazy. They've got a microprocessor on the inside of them. They've got tells you all the stuff that I was talking about. It shows you, but you have to go in there into the menu and stuff. And so that's why I want to, get the people started on using the old school, like people from the old school used to do, because that's what it needs. When you walk out there and you look at your thing, okay, nobody's doing it right now. They will start doing it now. Okay, it's got all the damn things, and they're all inexpensive, to put up all these different things. The oscilloscope, I'll have to look into that later. But I mean, you want to know what that signal looks like. I mean, you can hook up an oscilloscope. The oscilloscope these days are different than the old days. Yeah, you want to be able to see that signal. Definitely, for sure. All righty. So I'll keep you up to date later. Thanks everybody for leaving comments. I appreciate the likes to help get this information out to more people. And I told you that I'm going to start sharing these people, okay, because they're all coming out of the woodwork now. Okay, even the do-it-yourselfers and the engineers. They're showing you all their stuff. So I'll start, putting some of the links into some of the stuff as we go more and more. I've been talking about it since 2 years ago, and it's barely starting to materialize now for whatever reason. But I'm surprised that it is where it is. I just, really surprised. So we'll talk to you later. And hopefully I'll be able to show you more stuff on these computers and stuff without it lagging up like that. I'm way out here and the signal's no good. Whenever I try showing you this stuff, it freaking stops. But when I could sit here all day and browse the internet, there's no problem. Okay. So we'll talk to you later.